Okay, today we're going to talk about formal commands, mandatos formales, how to give formal commands. Now, you know that in Spanish, we have two different ways of speaking to people depending on the social situation. We have informal situations in which we use informal way of speaking, informal commands, and we have formal situations in society in which we use a formal way of speaking and we use formal commands. Well, how do you conjugate or how do you form commands out of verbs in Spanish? Well, you simply conjugate the persons usted or ustedes in the subjunctive. That's it. You follow the same rules that you follow when you conjugate the subjunctive, but you are limited to usted and ustedes. So we have singular commands, duerma 8 horas. And we have plural commands, duerman 8 horas. You add an N at the ending of the verb, and that's it. It's very easy. Now, when we're talking about commands, we have to be very aware whether the command is an affirmative command or is a negative command. Whether you're saying to someone, do this, or you're saying, don't do it. Okay? Mandatos afirmativos, okay. Hable con sus amigos. Conduzca el coche con cuidado. Now, if you want to change these affirmative commands to the negative, you simply, very easily add a no before the verb. Okay. No hable con sus amigos. No conduzca el coche. Okay, we're going to talk about commands used in a particular situation, and these are commands that are used in situations in which we have a pronoun of a direct object. Now, if you have no idea what a direct object is or a pronoun is, I will recommend that you go to my lab and go to the tutorials and look for direct objects and indirect objects so you can understand what I'm talking about here. When you have a sentence like beban las vitaminas, okay, that's a sentence in the command mode, beban las vitaminas, okay? But if for some reason you don't want to use the direct object las vitaminas, which in this sentence is a direct object, you can substitute las vitaminas with a pronoun. In this case, las, because it's plural and it's feminine. And you will put that pronoun at the end of the command. So, beban las vitaminas, bebanlas. Now, if the command is in the negative, you will say no las beban. You will put the pronoun of the direct object before the verb and the no before the pronoun. Now, let's look at this example. Here we have another sentence that is a command, okay. De la medicina al señor Díaz. But instead of substituting the direct object with a pronoun, you're going to substitute the indirect object with a pronoun. Now, the indirect object in this command is, okay, el señor Díaz o al señor Díaz, okay? And the pronoun we use with singular and masculine is le, okay? So an affirmative command would be dele la medicina. A negative command, you don't in a negative command, you don't form a single word. You will put the pronoun before the verb and no before the pronoun. No le dé la medicina. Now we have another kind of verbs that sometimes can be confusing, which is the reflexive verbs, like tomarse, bañarse, acostarse, cepillarse, and they're called reflexives because the subject of the sentence receive the effect of the action, okay? When you are forming a command using a reflexive verb, okay, you are going to keep the pronoun at the end of the command, okay? What you're going to change is the form of the verb. For example, tomarse, tómese la medicina, tómese la medicina, báñese temprano. You can see that you have to put an accent in the first syllable. You're going to conjugate in the subjunctive, and you're going to add the pronoun or keep the pronoun at the end of the verb. Now, what happens when you have reflexive verbs and the command is negative? Well, in that case, you are not going to keep the pronoun at the end of the verb. You're going to put it before the verb. Oh, sorry about that. You're going to put it before the verb, okay? Before. And before the pronoun is a no, okay? No se tome la medicina. No se bañe temprano. Okay, that's a negative command. No se tome la medicina is a negative command. Tómese la medicina is an affirmative command. No se bañe temprano is a negative command. Báñese temprano is an affirmative command. Okay, now so as always, I'm going to leave you with some exercises, and if you go to the next page, you will see the answers. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, thank you guys.